This is Oscar Bevis for the Stomping Ground, powered by Wow Hydrating, available on the zone. Good to see my man, Spencer Fearon. What's good, brother?
You know what, Oscar, I'm really proud of you, I'm going to be real. I remember when you started off many years ago, man, and you was a kid. And now I can look and singing now you got a little bit of bum fluff and everything else. But seriously, you're one of the really, really nice guys on that other side. You're doing interviews and all the rest of it. He's actually generally nice. He generally doesn't like the supposed spotlight. He generally goes out and asks proper questions. He just generally, that's really, you've been raised well, I commend your parents. I swear to God.
Thank you. I'll pass that on to him when they get home later. The bum fluff is the only disappointment, considering I'll be 27 next year. But hey, we can't all be perfect.
That is mad. When did you start in this game? You was about
I
18, yeah?
began at IFL when I was 20.
20. Look at that. That's crazy, man. But you know what? Like I said, I mean, Oscar, you're one of the real ones, man. So I wish you all the best, man.
Mate, I appreciate it. You know I do. We go back quite a way. About today, so I thought there's no better time to sit and chew the fat. Just a few days out from Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, which I want to centre today's little chat on. I'm just going to start by throwing you my first question, which is, when this was announced back in March, what was your first thought?
My first thought was, um, nah, that was it. Because I remember the advert and the two of them came together. Like, I think it was on the top of a building. They come together, come up with a helicopter. And I'll say, nah. But, this is when uh, the cynicism of life combined with entertainment can intertwine to make a spectacle.
Is that what we've got to view it as, a spectacle?
I'd rather look at it as a spectacle of crash TV. And if I'm looking at it, if I look at it from a historical standpoint, then it's a joke, right? But I think there's something with Mike Tyson. I don't know if you like he's hot boxing. You ever seen that? And he's speaking with one of the greatest of all time, in Sugar Ray Leonard, and he was saying like how he believes like him not fighting now. It's like he feels like a bitch. It feels like it's not there, and we see this on many times with fighters, especially when fighting has been your absolute life, and it has been. Because he was a student of the art of war, proper student underneath the tutelage of custom art. He was exactly that. When he became the youngest heavyweight champion of the world in November of '86, when he destroyed Trevor Berbick in 2 rounds. That was a wow moment. A lot of people, and me myself in the past, I've been very critical of Mike Tyson's historical standpoint. But when you think about it, just think about it. When you were 20 years old, you were just starting off at IFL. This man was the heavyweight champion of the world. Just think of your mindset back then, right? And then back then to how you think now. And just realize that when you started off at IFL and now you're at Stomping Ground, just think of your journey and how you are mentally, how you matured. At that time there, Mike Tyson, as a 20-year-old, knocked out Trevor Berbick to become the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. Just let that sink in. So just for him doing that, undeniably he's an all-time great. Think about it. So, and it's sad to see a great man be stripped down to this of a spectacle, right? But if you speak to the other great in Roy Jones, who a few years ago did that exhibition with Mike Tyson, said, Mike Tyson is still coming out to kill you. And we have been very, very cynical of Jake Paul, right? He lost to Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury is at a certain level, right? Let's be real. Tommy Fury is not even British level, and that's no disrespect to Tommy Fury. He's not. He's Central area, Southern area level as a professional boxer. When Tommy Fury beat you, and it was kind of like one of them ones, right? But Tommy Fury beat you, right? They're still going in with Mike Tyson. It's like a 2 minute rounds, and I think they're wearing 12-ounce gloves and stuff like that. But the thing about it is this: are we not forgetting that Mike Tyson is 60 years old, near enough? An old man, right? And people say, "Oh, but he looked neat when he was on the bag, or when he was on hitting the mitts and stuff like that." Mitts ain't hitting back at you. You know what I mean? And I hope that is just a plaything, and you know what I mean? I hope that is, but I'm still gonna be watching. You know what I mean? I've had my Netflix subscription for ages, and I remember telling people, all of these players, if Netflix got serious into boxing, right, it's trouble for all of them. And when you're seeing like Serrano is going back up with Katie Taylor, right? They're getting $6 million each. That's beautiful, because what those two young ladies demonstrated in their first fight, then they should be getting rewarded like how they get rewarded. Especially Katie Taylor. Do you know what I mean? Who's being the superstar of boxing. I'm not saying female boxing, I'm saying of boxing. How she conducted herself, how she carried herself, how she being constantly willing to fight the best. Look at her resume. All the credit in the world. So I'm telling you, I knew it was gonna be trouble for loads of people. As soon as Netflix got into boxing, it's gonna be trouble. Because everyone's got it. You know what I mean? And it'd be worse if Netflix was to hook up with Turkey Al Sheikh. It's done for boxing. Trust me. That's my 2 pence worth.
Yeah, I mean, the eyes and the views this weekend or this Friday night will be undeniably huge. I want to take it back to something you said at the start of that little bit where you said that Mike Tyson said since he stopped fighting, I think his last professional fight was either 2004 or 2005. Since then, I know he had the thing with Roy Jones. Since then, he's felt like a bit of a bitch. Is that that you say is just a man who's grown up around fighting that kind of can't contain life when he isn't in battle?
Mike Tyson, you know what? I was saying this every day on the Fight Is Right with me and Tundi, right? It's similar to, everybody's watched the Rocky movies, yeah? Right? And if you look at the Rocky movies, they will take out little quotations and that will be life, right? Be life. And in Rocky 4, when Apollo Creed had been out for then it was 5 years, but he's an old man, right? He wants to come back to fight Ivan Drago, right? And Sylvester Stallone's character, Rocky, goes to him oh, this fight's coming up. Maybe it's not against you, Maybe it's not against you, against the Russians, like you against you. And he was like, I think he getting brain damage. He goes, what are you talking about? He goes oh, because I'm the warrior, I'm the guy here. You know what I mean? And without some damn fight, without some damn challenge, the warrior may as well be dead. And I think that's what Mike Tyson got inside. I think Mike Tyson got that right. I feel dead because there has to be some point. You got to remember, at the time, at Mike Tyson's height, right? Ace height, when he knocks out Michael Spinks in June of '88, when he knocks out Michael Spinks, in 91 seconds, and that was the highest grossing all the time. Right? I think he got something like $25 million. Mike Tyson and Michael Spinks, who's my hero, right, got $13 million. It was really, really crazy, right? At that time. And Mike Tyson was at his highest then, right? But everybody, you know what I mean? All the kids, even white kids, were getting Mike Tyson haircuts with a little side part going through the head, right? So you were born at times, right? People don't understand. Mike Tyson, his ideology took over the whole world, and it was merged with a culture. So Mike Tyson was there at the emergence of Public Enemy. He was he went through the genres of the CL Smooth was a bad boy rapper, right? He went through that journey of all the Eric B. Rakim, that era of hip hop, yeah, was encapsulated in Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson brought that, see when all the rappers now with all the big bling and all the rest of it, and the guy to J Curve and blah, Mike Tyson was doing that way before. Mike Tyson was the one that Dapper Dan, who was a famous New York fashion designer, yeah? Everyone was going to Dapper Dan to go get the clothes and the Gucci, the tailor-made Gucci, where you buy Gucci and stuff, you cut it up and make it. Mike Tyson was a person that, Jermaine, Mike Tyson was a genre. Do people not realize how big Mike Tyson was? Mike Tyson was a genre. And I'll tell you how big Mike Tyson was, because even kids who weren't born to see Mike Tyson fight know of Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was big business. Not as big as Muhammad Ali, because nobody is going to be, but he was something totally different. And then since retiring, like, he's taken this philosophical role of how he's always going to drop something. He's always going to drop a gem. Mike Tyson always going to do that. So I have been, especially growing up, right? I've been immersed in that of the Tyson era. I was immersed in that. Nobody was as big as he in that time, in the 80s and in the late 80s, early 90s. Nobody was as big as him. He was absolutely massive. So to see a great warrior like that now coming back to fight, well, and I hope it's orchestrated, a glorified spot. I really do, right? Roy Jones doesn't seem to think so. Roy Jones saying, listen, I'm telling you that Mike's going to come. Mike Tyson is like a pit bull. You know, you look at Mike like pit bull. He doesn't know how to take it easy. So, great. So we shall see, right? And as much as I'm saddened by what is happening, I'm still intrigued to see the outcome, or to see just how hard they go at each other. But either way, I will be watching.
Can I just say, having come back from Philly and being a bit of a Rocky nerd, that Sly Stallone impression was bang on.
Thank you very much, man. You know, listen,
that's not going to do for the man himself.
Pardon me, there's certain things that have caught us in boxing, right? And me as a kid, I would sit down and after finishing homework, I'd have on all the Rocky movies, and I'd go right through it until I'm time to bed. Then I'd watch fights, and it's not like these days now how lucky we are with the internet. We can just go to watch people's careers and that. I would have to literally, Frank Warren had a boxing yearbook, right? Which he did with a man called Barry Hugman. I remember it was like, yeah, Frank Warren's boxing. It was. And then inside it would list everybody's boxing career, right? So you'd have this book, and it'd be yearly, right? And I think the one with Barry Hugman came out in, 89 it came out, right? And you'd have every name of a boxer worldwide and their careers in it. And then you have to get a piece of paper, because when they come out, then when they carry on fighting, so you study everyone's career. That's why I'm kind of crazy with dates. Not only that, but everyone knows I'm a little bit autistic, right? So that's what we have to do to learn boxing careers, right? And then they have yearbooks that you have to go get, and they'll be like, right, this thick. You have to go through them to find out, oh, well, he's managed by who, and and this is how promoters and managers got to know other fighters through yearbooks, right? And you have to get a piece of paper and update them when they fought. And you do that by looking at the results page in the Boxing News, which came out every Friday. See, you young kids don't know nothing. You make me sick.
Are you telling me we've got it easy just going on BoxRec?
Oh, man, you got it incredibly easy. But the difference is this. There is an element and strength and power and magnetism in reading, right? Like I say to my kids, my beautiful children, readers are leaders, right? And if you look at a book, and when you open up a book, right, it actually resembles a bird. So what you're doing, you're actually flying when you're reading, because you're elevating your mind, right? So I say again, readers are leaders. Do you know what I mean? That's the most important thing. You know what I mean? And anything that you think about, you bring about. And when you visualize something, you have the power to materialize it. So we had to do that when we were kids, reading through. So when you're immersed in boxing in a way that you, over the years, and I get where Mike Tyson's coming from, because he's been immersed in boxing. I've had the privilege of sitting down for hours speaking with Mike Tyson, right? Talking boxing with Mike Tyson. Hours, right? Not many people can turn around and say that. Kugan Cassius, your former employer of IFL, was there when we was at the Las Vegas Convention Center for Floyd Mayweather versus Madonna, the second fight, right? And he was there, and I hosted Mike Tyson. But then just before me hosting Mike Tyson, me and Mike Tyson got into a little altercation. It nearly got sticky. You know what I mean? And when I'm thinking about that, Mike Tyson could have actually killed me. But I fancy my chances just to think, I'm gonna punch in your face or run, right? Seriously, we did. We had an occasion. It was
I could picture it now. You, Spencer, running through in the MGM.
Listen to
Tyson
me.
On your
Listen
back.
to me, right? I've turned up to the convention center. Mike Tyson's got a really good friend, Greg. And Greg was like, yeah, man, you can host him when they give you some few dollars. It's just by chance. I was working for a company. I was working for an IT company. I was head of sports for his IT company. And I went out there with a really good friend of mine, Julian Pitt. We've gone out to Vegas to sign Mike Tyson up for some act, right? So there's the image rights still. Got out there and, went out, and I had Mike there come to the meeting. He was out the night before, right? And I was out with me and Mike's wife and my friend of mine, Brian Judah, who's the brother of Zab Judah. He introduced all of us. So I've gone there, and we sorted out this deal, and then we've left from there, and they said, oh, well, Mike's going to be at the convention center. Let's go to the convention center. And I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. Remember, Danny Williams did beat an old Mike Tyson. So we've gone there and sat there with Mike, and this guy, Greg, was like, oh, man, Mike, you the man in that, but my guy Spencer from London, England, man, he the guy when it comes to boxing. He know everything, man. All the dates, all of the, right? It's not the best way to be introduced to Mike Tyson. Even though I've met Mike Tyson many, many times. I'm not gonna say that I know Mike. No. You know what I mean? But when we do see each other, it's mad luck. Anyway, so Mike's kind of got his back up now. Okay. Do what you're doing, young man. Do what you're doing. So I'm hosting Tyson and all the rest of it. And at the time, there was some Mexican guy, because they're Mike Tyson gloves. So I'm saying, get your Mike Tyson t-shirts, get your Mike Tyson gloves, blah, 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 blah. And when I'm there, John Scully, the trainer of Better Behave, he walks in as well. So I'm bigging up John Scully, big up my guy, John Scully from London, England, Ben Downey. There's a couple of people. Coogan comes in, he knows a bit of it. Right? I've got to dig that up because I know he's got it. Anyway, this Mexican guy comes, he said, he's explaining to the organizer, look, I just want to get my own glove signed. I don't want I don't want to buy a Mike Tyson glove. I got my own glove, can Mike Tyson sign that? I'll still pay the same money. It was like $500. I was like, right, that's what we went to do. The organizer, who was like some redneck, right, was like shouting at the guy. He was like being very demeaning to this guy, right? So I was hosting with some really this young lady, beautiful young lady called Alaska. She's like, oh, Spence, could you have a word with this guy? Because this guy, the organizer don't understand. So I was like, oh, bro, I've gone over there trying to be diplomatic, right? And I'm there in like, I just kind of, I had a white jumper, white shirt, purple bow tie, white shorts, and I think I had some Jordans on, right? I've gone over there now, looking like the London Twister carton bank. So I've gone over there and I said to the guy, bro, I don't think you understand. This guy wants to buy it, but he wants to buy it, but he's going to pay the same money, but he just wants to sign. But when I was speaking to the guy, from where Mike Tyson sat, it's looking, I'm just being animated. You see my hands, I'm a very gestured person. Oscar, all of a sudden, I hear, hey man, you know, motherfucker, you don't talk to the guy like this, you're the fucking DJ, man. You know, I said, what brother? Like, so I'm looking at him now. So I'm gone there. I've got a little crew. Because when I got to America, I've got a little crew. So I say, right, I've got a little crew. My little good brothers there. I've got them. Bro, when I turned around to see, like, right, I'm going to have it with Tyson, you know. When I turned around, Brian, Judah, and the rest of the crew, they're the other side of the auditorium. They left me, you know. The little batty-oles. So I'm there. So I was like, all right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to punch in your mouth and run. Because I was there. And he smoked higher weed and like lost me that drinking all the rest of it. Remember, this is not now. This is like 12 years ago. I was saying, I'm just gonna try a thing and bang you in the mouth. And then he looked at me and I said, bro, you were my hero as a kid. I would never disrespect you, you know. And he looked at me, and goes, hey man. He goes, what's your name? I said, Spencer. He goes, oh man, my little knee, like hugged me in that rest. He goes, oh yeah, you was with my wife this morning and blah blah blah. He gave me some big hugs and all that shit. that is my Mike Tyson moment where I could have got chinned by the baddest man on the planet because they even have chinned me badly. Do you know what I mean? But
Is there
I
something
would
quite cool about potentially being chinned by Mike Tyson?
no, there isn't actually. But I'm trying to say to you, I went, but everyone went, no, seriously, like, and I remember, like, oh, so then, like, Brian Judah comes up to me, he goes, oh man, yeah. I said, bro, where was you? He goes, man, I saw in heaven, man. Oh, you held your arm, man. You my guy, you my guy. Oh, you held your. I said, bro, I could have got. Because imagine if I punched Mike Tyson, not just Mike Tyson, that's a legend, right? And where I am, it's like I would have got rushed. I would have got the worst beating of my life. We figured, I'm just, you know what I mean? But I'm not no punk. You ain't gonna treat me like I'm some fussy. I weren't having it. But yeah, that is my Mike Tyson story, man. But you know what I mean?
Hey, you live to tell the tale. So there.
Yep, definitely.
Right. Taking it away from Mike a little bit and onto Jake Paul in this whole situation. Obviously Jake's got his own pulling power from the online world and everything he's built. Should we be looking down on Jake Paul for making this a reality?
No. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because Jake Paul is no respecter of the sport of boxing. He's not. He's created his own lane in an industry that was a market for it, right? And it was his brother, Logan and KSI that started this nonsense, right? But as much as I'm saying it's nonsense, it's still bringing eyeballs because on the undercard we have professional fighters on the undercard, and outside of the whole greatness of what Turkey Ashim's doing, let's be real, he's doing fantastic, right? But let's just be real. To me, it's still nice to see that he's created his own lane, and I can't knock a man for creating his own lane, and that people are daft enough to buy into it, and they're bought into it. So all the credit in the world, I think is a superb business person, and I rate that. I rate that you created your own lane, and also I rate the fact that the boxing is we've kind of turned against him because we know exactly what he's doing. So I can't knock what he's doing. I wish him all the best.
Yeah. One thing he has reiterated is that when he wins, in his words, I'll say for our words, if he wins, he will call out Canelo Alvarez. Your thoughts?
That won't happen. That'll never ever happen. Right? Do you know what I mean? That will never ever happen. You know what I mean? And there ain't nothing wrong with him calling out Canelo. This is the thing about this. Is like he understands the theatrics, right? And that's just a theatrical ploy. I'm gonna call out. You couldn't beat Tommy Fury. What will make you think that you could fight Canelo? Let's just call it as it is. As long as you keep it real of what it is, but it was like, oh, I'm just trying to sell this as blah 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 and all the rest of it. Do you know what I mean? But like I said, whatever he is doing, it's working, and it's not for me to jump up and say that I am knocking what he's doing because he's created his own reality. He's created it, and he's become very wealthy by doing it. So no, I'm not a hater like that. I'm going as long as you know your lane, right? Because you couldn't beat Tommy Fury. So what on earth would make you think that you know what I mean? If Canelo was to come out the shower and cut a piece of his toenail, yeah, that would have more boxing skill inside of it than the entire existence of Jake Paul.
Where do you think this Jake Paul story ends then?
I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Because
randomly just cut from boxing like in a couple of years ago. Yeah, I'm done with this now. He has taken it very seriously.
You know what? Maybe, but what I do have to, J-Lo loves training him, right? And I know J-Lo really, really well. You know what I mean? I know really well. And I'm saying, like, you know what? J-Lo retired from boxing, didn't accomplish what he's meant to accomplish, really made his name to be the friend of Floyd Mayweather, right? He's made a bundle of money training him, you know? I mean, I'm just like dirty money. So off of that, I'm saying, you know what? You're making people who I know eat, look after their families. What? Why should I be knocking you? Are you crazy? You made other people eat. No. Continue doing what you're doing. But because we are living in a microwave world where everything's here and now, we need it here and now. We ain't got time to sit down and cook things and make them marinate, then put them inside the oven. We want things here and now. And if you can't get it here and now, we don't want it, right? because we're living in that world, as long as young kids don't get fooled to think like all of this thing is real. But I do rate the thing that he's been committed to learning the game, to learning the trade, and you know what I mean, end up fighting now. I can't knock him for that because he's been dedicated. He's been committed to his commitment. So fair play to him.
Yeah. Just one more thing. We got 5 minutes remaining, so I'll end with this. You mentioned Spinks fight, 90 seconds knockout. You mentioned your personal story.
91 seconds.
91 seconds. You mentioned your personal story with Mike. If we talk moments, we talk about Tyson Holyfield 2 in the ear bite. If we talk about interviews, we talk about the one in Glasgow after the knockout of Savarese, the Lennox Lewis speech, whatever. Can you give us one, just an off-the-cuff one, perhaps one that people wouldn't give too much light to, a Mike Tyson moment that you're like, yeah, this is one that sticks for me, be it an interview, a fight, a moment, just one that you're like, this is one that people need to know about that doesn't get the love?
I think I've got many Mike Tyson stories. Certain ones of Mike Tyson stories that I can't tell on camera.
We'll save that rainy day when there's no camera.
Yeah, I'll tell you afterwards. But I would say Mike Tyson coming to Brixton, right? It was at 2099. We came to Brixton, right? It was Lloyd Hanley, the former undisputed world welterweight champion, who brought me down to meet Mike Tyson, right? And I was gassed to meet Mike, you know. Remember driving down there and getting to see Mike Tyson and talking to Mike Tyson. It was actually 99. And he said that he wanted to go to the mosque. So I got to hang out with Mike Tyson when he came over to fight Julius Francis. Right? It was a big thing. Fair play to Fearon. He brought him over, and it was a massive gamble to go and do that. He did it. He used different kind of thinking power to pull that one off. And Mike Tyson comes on when he fights Julius Francis. And when Mike Tyson was over here, I got to spend a lot of time with him because of Lloyd, because he's actually godfather to Lloyd Jr., Lloyd Hannigan's son. And he said that, yeah, you can come over. And Lloyd comes around my house. Look, Spencer, come on, we're going to go see Mike. I'm gassed. What? And boom, we drive down to see Mike Tyson. I also bring Tundi Ajayi to go and meet Mike Tyson. I've been doing this thing for a long time, bringing guys in, right? I bring Tundi's on. We go to see Mike Tyson. And then Lloyd says, look, Mike wants to go to the mosque. What mosque shall we go to? And we're in West End, so we could have gone to any. We could have gone to Marylebone Mosque. We could have gone to any mosque. But I said, no, let's bring him to Brixton. And we brought him to Brixton. And this is a mosque that I used to, at the time, regularly pray while living in South London. And if you saw the sea of people that came out, right? It was ridiculous. Thousands upon thousands, right? So they had to rush Mike Tyson because the crowd was so big across the road, in Gresham Road in Brixton. Across the road is the Brixton police station. So the police officers went to Mike Tyson and said, Mr. Tyson, we've got to rush you over to our building because we're safer there because it was too much, right? So the police officer has gone to Mike Tyson and goes, oh, Mike, you can go into the back of the paddy wagon, yeah? And he looked, he goes, you motherfucker, you trying to put me in there? I'll motherfucking kill you. I've never seen the police officers. There was about 12 of them. They ran the other way. Right? So that's my story. They tried to put Mike Tyson in the back of a paddy wagon and he wasn't having it at all. He said, nah, you can escort me. I'll walk over there. He did. He walked over to the police station. I was with him. And he took the speaker phone and spoke out to the crowd saying, listen, I love you guys. And but it was amazing. And that's when you know, that was the impact that Mike Tyson had. I have stories that I can't tell, but because somebody trying to sue me. But I'm saying, it was that moment there, knowing how big Mike Tyson was, right? Because I've never ever experienced that kind of mob to come out for someone, and you realize that you were not just dealing with a global superstar, you were dealing with an iconic global superstar in Mike Tyson.